So before we get into the main topic and we start talking about eBay and what you should do to build a very successful eBay business, which is why we're all here, right? We want to resell Lego or maybe some other things and just be successful at it. I want to direct your attention to Jay's Brick blog. I just absolutely love Jay's Brick blog. I can't express how much I love this blog. But you're looking right now where it says, first look at the new 2023 Lego Hallmark keepsake Christmas tree ornaments. So I've never talked about Christmas ornaments on this channel. This may be the only time. I am familiar with the popularity of Christmas ornaments, having worked at a couple of malls many years ago. And I'm also familiar with the popularity of Hallmark Christmas ornaments too. So you see right there, there's 3 Christmas ornaments. There's a gingerbread man, there's the Mandalorian and Child, and then there's a Harry Potter one. This should be coming out later this year, I believe. And I would just like to hear everybody's thoughts on this. Is this something that you think might be a collector's item or not? I'm kind of on the fence, but if you do any due diligence and you look at Hallmark Christmas ornaments from the past, you'll see that a lot of them have gone up in value. So this might be something to consider. It may not be. If I happen to be at a mall and I see the Mandalorian with Child, I may pick up one. That's about it. Maybe the gingerbread man too. Not so sure about the Harry Potter, but just wanted to go ahead and pass that along. Also, I've never done this before. I've never recommended a Lego Ideas set before, but there is a Mr. Rogers Neighborhood, a Lego set, and Mr. Rogers, believe it or not, is very close to my heart. He lived in the same city that I lived, and back in 1998 I actually moved to the same neighborhood, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, as he lived in Squirrel Hill, Pennsylvania, and I lived there too. And anybody that's in their 40s and 50s like I am, they know Mr. Rogers was the stuff back then. You would go to a friend's house, and if there was not a autographed framed Mr. Rogers picture on your dresser, there was an issue. There was a problem. It was always a flex to have that autographed Mr. Rogers picture. I think those pictures are going on eBay right now for over $200, and they're all original. He actually signed each one of them. So I thought it would be worth mentioning. Now, one of the goals of this channel as we get to 20,000, 50,000, even 100,000 subscribers is to use the voice of the channel. And if we're able to influence maybe a Lego idea set a little bit, I think that's a good thing. So again, if you feel inclined, go ahead and vote your support on the Lego Ideas Mr. Rogers Neighborhood. They're just under 4,000. Hopefully they'll at least be nominated, right? This is something that I think should definitely happen. All right, so today we're talking about eBay. Why are we talking about eBay? Well, we're talking about eBay for a couple reasons. I was actually on a recent TikTok live. I might have the habit of doing one TikTok live per week, and I just happened to be doing some content creating, and I asked the group what they thought I should do a video topic on. There was eBay, there was the Bricklink, there was, a handful of others, and a lot of them said just do one on eBay, so I thought that was a good idea. The other reason why we're going to talk about eBay is because some of you may be going to eBay permanently with this recent regating on Amazon. This recording happens to be on a Friday. We're now 3 days into the chaos and the drama of the Amazon regating stuff, so there is a lot of fluidity going on right now. Things may change by the time this video is published, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty certain some people will not be allowed to go back on Amazon and they will have to go to eBay. So this will be a good video. Now, I have done videos on eBay in the past, and all of this stuff is brand new content. I'm not repurposing old eBay videos and just repackaging it. All of this is new stuff, and I really can't wait to share it with you. So if you're saying to yourself, you know what, I really want to join Jim's Patreon, but they just don't have a free trial, well, guess what? Patreon is now offering a free trial. It's funny, I got an email from Patreon maybe a year ago, and they said, would you like to start offering free trials? And I said, yes, I would. And now just a year later, they're starting to do it. But nevertheless, if you have yet to join our Patreon, now's the perfect time to do it. You should already know that we do one-on-one consultations where I look at your inventory and I try to give you suggestions to streamline your business. We do have monthly group chats. Sometimes we have 2 monthly group chats. And we have well over 60 exclusive videos that you just can't get anywhere else. So if you've never signed up for the Patreon before and you've been thinking about it, now's the time to do it. Go ahead, sign up, kick the tires around, give us a test drive, and if you like us, continue to have us. If you don't like us, no worries, have peace of mind that you could exit at any time. The link is in the description below. So one of the good things about listing Legos on eBay is you have a little bit more liberty to make the listing your own versus a listing on Amazon, right? But before you get into that, you really want to research what sells well on eBay. It's actually been a long time since I've talked about this, but early on in this YouTube channel, I would talk about how it might be a best practice when it comes to buying Lego sets to sell on Amazon. You also want to check out what the ROIs are on eBay too, just in case something happens and you're unable to sell Legos on Amazon like some people will be. It's a good idea to purchase those Lego sets that will also do well on eBay. So the more due diligence you do now, the less due diligence you'll be doing later, and you'll be able to purchase those Legos. It'll be second nature to you, and you won't have to do that much work later down the road. The next thing you want to do is you want to optimize your eBay listing, right? Well, what do I mean by that? Well, there's this thing out there that everybody knows about. It's called ChatGPT. And the funny thing is about ChatGPT is I've said for a long time, there's three things that you need to do to be successful. You have to be first to something, you have to be incredibly smart, or you have to do something illegal, right? And we always throw out the last one, doing something illegal. But there have been a few Lego channels out there that have talked about a ChatGPT. Well, Jim, if you like to be first, how come you didn't talk about ChatGPT? Well, there's a particular reason why I didn't want to talk about ChatGPT. I was actually one of the first million people that signed up for ChatGPT, and I used it to optimize my YouTube channel, right? If you go down my YouTube channel, you'll say to yourself, man, Jim's YouTube channel looks really good compared to some of the other YouTube channels out there. That's the same exact thing that you want to do with your eBay listings, right? You want to maybe go to ChatGPT and say, hey, create a listing for this, and use keyword phrases and or long tail keyword phrases with SEO in it. If you're not familiar with ChatGPT, it would really benefit you to go ahead and do this, because you just don't type in questions into ChatGPT like you do a regular Google search box. You really have to be good at asking those nuanced questions, and they'll give you those nuanced answers, and it's really beneficial for you. The third thing you want to do is you really want to write a very good description. You want that description to have keyword SEO, very similar to the listing, right? If you've ever gone on eBay to purchase something, or you're just checking out what the competition is doing, you will see sometimes, I mean, there are some really slick descriptions. There's pictures, there's graphics, there's fireworks and all that other stuff. And then there's some people that just have a listing. Whenever I first got into reselling Lego, I just pretty much copy and paste everything that was on the Lego Shop at Home website. They still have the retired products up there in the listing. I just copy and paste that. But it may be in your best interest to utilize SEO. And this is a great opportunity for you if you've never used SEO before. You start to get your feet wet. It is a skill, and over time you will get better and better with it. This one's kind of a no-brainer, but I'm going to say it anyway. You want to capture high-quality images. Now, whenever I put listings on eBay, I don't necessarily do anything special. I'll just go ahead, I'll go to Google Images, and I'll just borrow a Lego set image, and I will go ahead and I will post that on eBay. I'll have like 3 or 4 pictures, but something else I do is I also take a picture of the actual set at my house, right? And the reason why I do that is because I've received a lot of emails over time where they'll say, hey, can I have a picture of the actual set? Which makes sense, right? I mean, it's convenient to just put images that you borrowed off of Google, but you really are doing a service to the people that are wanting to buy these sets. And they're also more likely to go ahead and pull the trigger on your listing versus someone else's listing. The fifth thing you want to do is you do want to set competitive prices. And I'm looking at some of you, and you know who I'm talking to. You don't want to do this race to the bottom stuff. I would say 99% of the time, if you look at the lowest price to the highest price, I'm somewhere in the middle. I might even be a little bit in the middle plus a couple steps up to the highest price. Eventually that inventory at the lower prices will disappear, and you will have that price that you had in your mind before you purchased that Lego set, because that's something that you should always do, right? So if you have a price at $120 and you see some people selling it at $80 and some people selling it at $200, just be patient. If you are a professional reseller, you shouldn't be itching at the bit to get that capital to reinvest it. There should be some patience, and once that time passes, your inventory will be depleted. You will have that money that you had expected to go into your bank account, and you can go ahead and purchase more sets that are scheduled to retire. The last thing you want to do is you may want to go ahead and take advantage of some of the tools that eBay already has. And what I mean by that is you'll see some options where it's like, hey, for $1 you could have your listing in bold, or for $1.50 you could have it at the top of whatever. I always take advantage of that, right? I always talk about you not wanting to nickel and dime yourself when it comes to money or certain percentages. This is one of those areas that I definitely don't do that at. If you think it's going to kill your business because you're spending an extra $1.25 promoting your listing on eBay, you may want to reevaluate what you're doing. I very much enjoy spending $1.25. I think that's what the price is on having that highlighted listing. I'm able to stand out, and I really do believe that that will allow you to have your Lego item at the front of the line where everybody's looking at it, and then they could go ahead and pull the trigger on it, and you could go ahead, ship it out, and then collect that money, because that's why we're here. That's it, friends. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Jim with wolfforbricks.com. Always go out there and get it.